Hello Steam and YouTube, back again with me Jody Pamungkas in my daily gaming video on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching in my previous video about top 3 best sport games in my opinion. Today we will talk about the best 3 horror games in my opinion. Maybe from you guys don't like horror, I have played these 3 games and I have finished. If you like horror, what game do you like? Write your comment below. And why do you like horror game? Before I start, don't forget to hit the button subscribe so that you don't miss the latest video notification from me. And if you like this video, you can afford comment below what do you think about my video. Share with your friends so that your friends know what you know. Enjoy the video and let's check it out to number 3. Number 3, we have The Evil Within 2. The Evil Within, most gamers seems to have here the name of this game regardless of whether they are brave or not to try it. For those of who don't really know him, this is a new survival horror game series formulated by Mr. Survival Horror from the Japan game industry Shinji Mikami under the banner of his new studio developer Tango Gameworks, playing the story as a detective who is trapped in a nightmare that is very gripping in his first series. It does contain a potential horror game formula that has the potential to survive very potential. Various criticism that were promised by Tango to be dealt within the sequel series that can now be enjoyed, The Evil Within 2. Completion of all the things that were complained about in the first series, The Evil Within 2 is a more superior version, no longer repeating and imposing various approaches not as popular as before. He also perfect it with a variety of innovation that managed to make the sensation of survival horror feel more optimal. From the semi-open world approach, the crafting process, to the level of difficult at a normal level that is far for human. On top of that, the method approach and audio presentation make it capable of creating a tense atmosphere, but on the other hand, it still make you end up enjoying every second of the journey from Sebastian's latest nightmare. It is a survival horror game that is executed swiftly. Let's jump to number 2. Number 2, we have Outlast 2. Most gamers seem to have known the name Outlast regardless of whether they have the courage to taste it or not. Taking an action game formula that does not allow the main character to fight and can only live by running and hiding. This Red Barrel's concussion game ends fantastically because of its ability to offer an atmosphere that feels so right. He also closed with a sci-fi story that was quite solid for a game that made horror the main attraction. Now, they are back with the second series. They promise to come with a far more sinister approach. Apart from the fact that he still used Unreal Engine 3, which is count as old as the best, Red Barrels managed to modify it so optimally. Outlast 2 comes with quality visualization that is far more capable, even achieving photorealistic quality at some point, while in terms of gameplay you are now faced with a more open and broad world, with a main theme that is also different. Outlast 2 is a horror game that can be held, fulfilling what you expect from it, although it must be admitted that he is not as creepy and as good as the quality of his first series. But the Red Barrel still deserves to get a thumbs up related to the varied of new things he tried to try with him. They still managed to build with an extraordinary atmosphere, complete with evidence of brutal acts that were explicit and a variety of scenes that would make you scared and even turn your face away from the computer screen for some time. What do you think? Comment below and let's jump to number 1. Number 1, we have Resident Evil 2 Remake. No one can predict in the future, but it is not uncommon that by paying close attention to what is happening, we can guess whether that decision we make will produce positive consequence or not in the future. Ensure that the effort inherent in the decision is done wholeheartedly and to the maximum extent possible to achieve the desired end result. This one strategy seems to have success Capcom with its fantastic classic title in the PlayStation era, Resident Evil 2. Their ability to remake the experience of Resident Evil 2 in a more modern and relevant presentation is only one of the few attractions he stretched out. Surprisingly, he also maintains the sensation of strong survival horror through limited resources to accompany your trip. Everything is wrapped up in an effort to steal over what they had over in the original series of the past. Apart from the now newer form, Capcom maintains the plot over by Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is similar to the original version. This is Leon's premiere and Claire as a super important character in the Resident Evil franchise itself. You can use both characters that will move and rotate in the same story but play on a different path. So, what do you think about the 3 lists above? Do you have another game? Please comment below. Don't forget to follow all my social media accounts like Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook to find out the latest activities and videos from me. Thank you for watching and see you again in the next video.